Alrighty, we'll see how this goes. Usually not too smooth whenever I'm running this thing. I always fumble something. Okay. Guys, what's amazing about this realm is it's so thin, so vast and so thin. Like everything in the sky is so close. The stars, the sun and moon. I mean, they're right there, literally, um, within like 60 miles. Here's okay. Hopefully, this thing don't crash. I have a ton of things open. I don't know how that's gonna go. And pull this up on my phone. Second. Heron song. Hey, I see you already. How's my mic? Mic check. Like this thing working? Because Wisecracker. Hey. I'll give it a second. Tell me if you hear my mic. Okay. Yeah, this thing is 16,000 miles wide, right? I mean, and I'm talking about only 32 miles thick. Like literally, if you look at like this visualization here, the atmospheric pressure at 32 miles, it drops just to one atmosphere. And here at sea level, where all matter exists, it's 1,000. And that by the time you hit only 32 miles, you're at 1 millibar. So that ain't giving a whole lot of space after. Which, I mean, really, okay. Thanks, guys, for the sound check. It's mind blowing. Like when I did my first scale model, I pulled out my measuring tape and I scaled it, and I was like, okay, it's 16. So it's like on my 3 foot by 2 foot poster from ice wall to ice wall is 16 inches. So every inch on my ruler is 1,000 miles. So we got images, flat earthers had the big dome thing. And you'll get images like this. Like I'm talking about 32 miles. I don't know how this is like if I were to use my ruler, 16,000 miles high in this dome. This firmament. Like down here, that's whew, it's at least 10 inches, 12,000 miles in the air. I don't understand once I look at it for what it is. Hey, Roger. I'm trying to simplify things and take it a step at a time. Um, like one of the first things I did was figure out how is this magnetic field working. Like, like I tried ring magnets, and then I did Hallback arrays, and then I'm like, man, it's just one big electromagnet, essentially. But that's a whole nother thing. I'm just giving another outline right now. I just want to say how vast and thin it is, and like all this data to show, like, yeah, 32 miles, 1 millibar, right? Like it's big vast thing, and 16, and then only that high. Yeah. But they say the Karman line is 62 miles. That's the official edge of space by the FAI or whatever. And it says here that three NASA pilots were awarded their astronaut wings because they had flown between 56 miles high and 67 miles. So you get your astronaut wings, you're considered an astronaut if you go over 56 miles high. That's thin. That means, and they give these false impressions of daylight. They give very fake doctored images. Like, let's see, 50 kilometers was 31 miles, which I doubt. I don't know how you get to 1/1000th of an atmosphere. Right. Yeah, Roger. The Karman line, well, by the time you get to 62 miles high, it's 1/100,000th of an atmosphere. And it's more than 9.999997 of the atmosphere lies below the Karman line. So that's more showing, dang, 62 miles, and that's it. But the daylight, like anytime you get images of globes, the blue marble, they don't even show daylight. Like, where's the daylight on this? Or they try to fake some on the out. I mean, what? They don't look real. There's no daylight here. No daylight. They'll fake some little stuff here, right? Okay. Let's see let me look at the chat. Satan's little season, yeah. Um, there was a time where I got into Gnostic things in the Bible, um, because young John, the one who wrote Revelations, he was imprisoned on a Greek island by the Romans, and since it's got some mythological stuff in there and knowing about Greco-Roman Egyptian mythology, I had thought maybe this book was added in to fool people. And well, that's what short and little seasons people are saying, that basically there's not going to be an Armageddon, that Jesus already had a second coming, and then you have basically this judgment after death. I don't know. It's different. But no, I think I used to be, I'm not sure, but now I definitely 100% believe in Armageddon. But the Christ millennial reign 70 AD, I don't know too much about it. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about the Bible, but the more I learn, the more I'm seeing that it's making more and more sense, and it, it's real. It's true. It's a true thing. It's a real thing. Yeah, this daylight. Where's the daylight, man? Where's the daylight on these globes? They figured all of it. Like, what? You look up in the sky, in the day sky, it's so deep. Technology. Yeah. And I just know that God is very smart. If He made the world, He made all the people and everything. He knows what radio waves are. He knows what everything. Like, and once I like, and that's one thing I'm trying to do too. Maybe is just bring you closer to God. Like, show like, hey, He can see everything at only 32 miles. This is thin. Like, not only can He see everything, and probably trying to find connections for people that are trying to seek him and know he's real, and can weed through all these deceptions and all these tests that he's given us, like, and then so he can see everything, and then he knows everything. He knows what radio waves are. He knows electromagnetism. He could he knows what the internet is. I mean, he made this world. It's a beautiful place. Um, yeah. Where are we at? Carmen Line. Yeah. Even these high altitude balloons, these are doctored. You won't find any real stuff anymore. Like this is looking up. You can see all this daylight or this, but these all every one of these daylight are different. How is kind of looks like they're globes. Like they want to keep a uniform image of okay, Roger. A uniform image of daylight. Like ISS, balloons, outer space. They all got to match. So these are going to be doctored and filtered. Like, like this, this is not real. This daylight, right? So where is daylight? When we look up at the sky, we're like, dang, that's beautiful. That looks deep. What mile, what range is daylight in? Like, where does it start and where does it end? Because all we're getting is doctored stuff, right? They're trying to explain it as ionization, like how a fluorescent bulb works, or light scattering or something. Like something, one thing or whatever that'll make it look like a 4-page thing on it and make it look real elaborate. When they're painting that picture and it looks ugly, when you look at that, that don't look like that looks ugly. That ain't daylight. Like this is more like daylight on that one. It's deep blue. This looks like see the clouds. Like ridiculous. But when you look at like pictures like these clouds, I can't say this word. I can say it, but it's a tongue twister at the time. But like an image like this from Wikipedia, I mean, there's not enough gas volume in the world to do this every day. This ionization thing. It's just so much deeper. It looks so much different than what we're getting from these high altitude images. And these clouds, these type clouds, are the thunderstorm clouds that goes um, to 12 miles high. and then and they'll like smash out. They'll hit a wall up here. It'll hit the stratus. This is where the daylight starts. So this cloud here, let's see if we can pull it up. Like this is where the daylight starts. This is the troposphere all through here, and right here is a 1 mile area called the atmospheric boundary layer. That's between the Earth's surface and the bottom of the clouds. It's only a 1 mile area of everything in existence. Like all matter is this in this tiny little spot, just 1 mile. Like when we look at 16,000 miles and then everything in existence being in a 1 mile little spot, that's that's the thing. I know Mount Everest is 6 miles high. It's 30 something thousand feet. Yeah, 6 miles. That's right here. Yeah, the atmospheric boundary layer. That's where what everything with resistance. Everything has in common under there is resistance. So it's in this spot here, and then you get into the clouds, right? That's what I'm pulling up through now. Jimmy Bird, hey. I did post a link, Roger, at the top. I don't know if you're just listening or hanging out for a minute, but I don't know. I'm just trying to run through these things. Like, if I had somebody to talk with a little bit, wait, hold up. Mic check. It crashed on me earlier. I had way too many tabs open. I had to redo it and restore it once, and I had way too many tabs, I think. But it looks like it's here going. All right, yeah, this daylight. Okay. Yeah, daylight is in between this range here, between here and here, 12 to 32 miles. When we talk about fluorescent light bulbs and neon lights, we use low pressure in these bulbs, get this cold light, and it's a sweet spot. It's right in here. Whatever, it's a 3 torr. You're only talking about like 3 millibar or so. It's really low pressure. So daylight is just right here. This range. I see. Now with that amount of volume, they say that it's ionization. They say that with fluorescent tubes and other things as well, but I've fought with AI on that so much. Like, yeah, it's a pain. But what destroys it is ether, because ether is the medium that is all pervasive, and it fills the entire realm. So daylight is independent of sunlight. It's all about induction in this realm. Like the principles of understanding, because ether is going to be basically globes. They'll never emit it, even when they say dark matter, because um, the gases, this pressure is heavy on the Earth's surface, the atmospheric boundary layer, and then as you go up, the pressure is less and less. So there's more space in between these individual atoms, these gas, whatever, the matter in space. So the space in between that, they'll say it's free space, which that free space is something you can't have nothing. Like what is nothing? They call it free space. So it takes a lot, because this is like a huge puzzle. Like it's the biggest puzzle of them all. There's so many pieces to it, and just understanding how vast and thin it is one of them. Like when you're bombarded all the time with the images of these big domes and things, it can slow you down from figuring out how it really is. Right? Like, and a little about induction, how it's working. It's all about magnetism and a conductor. Let's see. This I'm at this share this different. Yeah, because I have to do it by the tab for the audio to work.
Faraday's law explains how changing magnetic fields create electric currents. It states that the induced EMF in a circuit is directly proportional to the rate of change of.
So what he's showing is you just move the magnet in and out of this conductor, right? The conductor is the copper wire. And you could think of ether as a conductor. It is a conductor. So whenever we're reverse engineering these basic things, you do it without wires. Like it's showing wires here. You got to do it without wires. Like, because there's no wires in our world. That's not the way it's working. Excuse me. But he's showing here you can move the magnet, or you can hold the magnet still, and you can move the conductor over it. Either way, it'll produce a voltage. It's turning on the light, right?
Change of magnetic flux through the circuit. The formula is EMF equals to negative of d.
Yeah, that's a long equation. What? Why isn't that where I put it? Okay. Like another example.
जब भी मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स चेंज होगा किसी
Why?
Faraday's
Just changed. What? Okay, let's try this again.
जब भी मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स चेंज होगा किसी कॉइल में से इस
Popped up on me, of course. All right, man. But this show here again, moving the magnet in and out of this conductor. And it's going to make a voltage. Okay, that's pretty simple. Yep. Makes a voltage. Okay. So you got that principle. Now a Tesla coil is doing that. This is a magnetic field growing and collapsing. So you can think of that as moving a magnet through okay, this is ether, air. So it's creating a voltage wherever this magnetic field is moving through the ether. Things get way more complicated because I go into lightning and how this is it's one giant system, one super huge system. Okay, because lightning, I've tried describing this before. That's what I mean. It's so many parts and pieces. I might try to break it apart. So I'll try to go through this one here.
This time the cycle will not be at the same frequency that the initial transformer was giving us, but rather the frequency at which sparks occur and the capacitor charge and discharge. That is, the intrinsic frequency of the resonant circuit. But now let's forget about the capacitor, and let's focus on the primary coil. Again, it will be passing an extreme...
Okay, what I'm calling the primary coil is the troposphere, that zone with the clouds. All right, this whole thing here is that from the ground level to 12 miles high.
Extremely high voltage, which will be oscillating at the frequency of the resonant circuit, and therefore it will generate an electromagnetic field oscillating at this same frequency, which we can take advantage of with the secondary coil. Again, we will have two coils nearby, and with a big difference.
Then the second coil I'm calling the stratosphere. So you got to think without wires, because ether is a conductor.
Analyze independently, is connected to ground, and in its upper part it has a metallic piece of toroidal shape. It has this shape mainly to be able to cycle will not be at
Okay, I wanted to show like how this troposphere is this. It's called a tank circuit. It's a resistor. The resistor is going to be this spark gap right here. It's an inductor, which is that primary coil. The inductor is this coil right here. And then the capacitor, of course, this is like the battery that's storing the charge. So this will store up a charge, and then a spark gap will happen, it will discharge, and this primary coil is going to expand and collapse. Every time that capacitor goes up and down, the spark gap just, so that's how it's doing it. And then the spark gap is happening tens of thousands of times a second. It's in the megahertz, super fast. So it ain't moving just like out in, it's just happening in the radio frequency. Okay? And they're called solid state Tesla coils where they use transistors, and that's doing the same thing. It acts like a spark gap and a capacitor. It's it's on and off. This is it's doing. It's turning that primary coil on and off, making a frequency. And then your secondary coil is going to resonate on the primary. The secondary ain't even connected to the primary. It's connected to the ground, and that's it. Okay.
And the primary coil.
So this tank circuit is the troposphere, and this brings us to lightning. That spark gap, it's lightning. All right, like let me find an image. I could just show you the RLC, the tank circuit. One of these, because there are all a lot of fakes on here, stuff. Trying to get. I'm just gonna lightning. Well, anyway, you have ether, like when I was showing you the chart. So you have, this is a capacitor. You have a conductor, which is the stratosphere, and you have another conductor, which is land. And in between the dielectric is this distilled water. A capacitor is like this. You have a conductor, another conductor, and a dielectric. It stores capacitance. It's the capacitor. See? Conductive plates, dielectric. Capacitors, they act like batteries, right? They have some wrapped like batteries. They have some, and then like this. Typically, it's air is the dielectric, but they have many different types of capacitors. But you have a conductor, dielectric, and another conductor. Separating the two, you have a dielectric breakdown. Okay, it's that. Then which lightning. Oh, what's going on? Let me look at chat. Dayton Miller Brick. No, almost there. You're updating your. Okay. Yeah, man. Let's see. Because lightning is a motional EMF, thermoelectric, supercapacitor, a spark gap discharge. So out of our tank circuit, we have a resistor. That's the dielectric breakdown of air. That's 30 kilovolts a centimeter, which I can't do the math for 1 mile. That's an ungodly amount of voltage. They call it static, but there's no way. There's no way. Like, to get this breakdown of air at the spark gap being that far, it's going to take millions. I don't even know how many millions of volts to do this. But one of the most powerful parts, besides it being a supercapacitor, the clouds, the dielectric breakdown of distilled water is, see, 30, it's going to be 300 kilovolts a centimeter or something. It's way higher than air. But have to add one more tab to like the thermoelectric part of lightning. Watch a couple videos on it. Well, I should show you that where the very top of the clouds are, it's negative 60 degrees. And on the ground, it's plus 60. So have you ever noticed you've never seen lightning storms in the winter? It's because the ground is cold and the top of the clouds is cold. Because all the lightning strikes are happening in the tropics. And until we get to summer, like it'll shift, it'll, lightning up in here, shift down, lightning down in here. But all the 120 lightning strikes a second all over the earth is pretty much in the tropics. But that's why, it's because you have a very, very warm ground and then a very cold tropopause or stratosphere, whatever you want to call it, temperature differential. I mean, this is basic kids stuff level stuff, but it's like so many puzzle pieces. It's like it's always all these very simple things that adds up to be, oh, hit the back button, but don't do it. Okay. Yeah, they add up to be something really amazing like lightning. It's all these little things that just adds up to be this amazing, just tens of millions, of hundreds of millions of volts of a lightning strike or shake your whole house, blow the damn windows apart. Like, wow, really, that's the way it is with the whole thing, the whole system. It's all these little things that adds up, and there's a lot of them. It's never one simple thing like static. They got a 4-page equation on static in the clouds or something. Like, that's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. They don't bring up any of these points about thermoelectricity, supercapacitance, dielectric. I mean, they probably got dielectric breakdown of air in there, but motional EMF, none of this stuff. It's just static. Like they use static for everything. Yeah, what these things are, as far as thermoelectric, is two capacitors separated by a dielectric. It's a capacitor, sorry, two conductors, two conductors. So one conductor being ether, because the way it's layered out right here with the pressure, the higher you go up, the more volume of ether you're going to have. So up here, it's pure ether. You can say it's not pure free space. It's pure medium. It's pure ether, because it gets displaced until you get to daylight, and then all the resistance is gone. Okay, right. But these are a conductor. One conductor being the stratosphere. The stratosphere is conductive. It's known. It's in science. Diurnal, day, night. It's conductive both ways. The ground, the telluric currents, we know the ground is conductive. So that's your other conductor, your dielectric in between. That's that's what I'm showing you. Distilled water. These clouds. The resistance, the stuff in the air. You know?
Right. So as you can see here, although I am connected to both ends of this piece of galvanized steel wire, there is absolutely no.
So it's much more than just a Tesla coil going on. Like it's so much more. Like I'm talking about, I might just do a whole show on just this outside superconductive area. That it's a Meissner effect. Like just that in itself is like probably take an hour just to get through and explain. Like any puzzle, like probably start on the outside and then work our way into to all this that's really going on. But well, there's no denying how thin it is. It's so thin. There's no denying that. Oh, it's a capacitor. We got thermoelectric. So yeah, the tank circuit. This is going to be the troposphere. This is the stratosphere. But really, it's a synchronized timepiece. I could do a whole another one on that. How everything's synchronized. The astronomic cycle, the Metonic cycle. They all, everything's synchronized, and it is like perpetual. Lord Racer, what's up, man? Hey, dude. I think about finishing up here. I ran through them tabs pretty quick, I guess. Um, yeah, this dome, it's just not even possible. Everything is so thin, and maybe yeah, like the stars. The stars are only like 40 miles in the sky. I mean, that's mind blowing. That's pretty mind blowing when you look up at them and start looking at them that way. Or change your perspective, because okay, Jay Tolan is a he took airplane footage and had infrared filters for his camera, and he was able to see 2,000 miles at only 6 miles high. So at the height of Mount Everest, you could see 2,000 miles away. So imagine 5 times that. Say you were 35 miles high. So, well, you'd be able to see 10,000 miles, right? So you'd be able to see at 30, 35. Well, and then it's also not angular resolution of eyesight. It's inverse square law of light, right? You have the light scattering and it's only going to get so far, rather than how tiny something will get till it goes to a vanishing point, right? But yeah, it's definitely closer than anybody could ever imagine. And when you look at divergent sun rays, I mean, you could tell it's like, dang, that is pretty close. Like when I get my ruler out and do my scale model, I don't see it being anywhere near what they got on these. They got the sun being 3,000 miles in the air. Like you'd be able to see it across the other side. If the sun was here on the equator at 3,000 miles, you'd be able to see the sun from over here when you're doing a scale model. That's way too high. 3,000 is way too high. It's more like 60 miles high. I mean, I'm just saying it now. It might be hard to believe or you don't understand, but it's very thin. It's very thin. I guess I drove home the points I wanted to make again. And oh, Roger, bro, I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, you check your back chat.
Dude.
How thin? It's very thin. I was looking into Dayton Miller, and they all tout the same experiments like Nicholson Morley. Let's see, they basically the ether is tiny granules are all around us that transfer energy. That's what he thought, and they were manipulated by ether winds. You ever heard of those?
Oh, say that again. I was just looking at what say that.
Yeah, well, they believed that there were these tiny granules around everything that surrounded everything, and they transferred energy through ether winds about like 5,000 feet high or so.
This
or
guy
10,000
here,
feet high. Yeah. Dayton Miller.
this scientist.
He's
Oh,
a
okay.
Russian physicist. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I'll look into that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
There was a lot
they
of
all lean
ether,
on
but
Faraday
like
too.
even Tesla said there was an ether, but he got quieted over it. Like he was never the popular guy. He died poor. They robbed him, and
Yeah.
yeah.
He
But look
also
what all
married a
he's
pigeon too. Yeah.
yeah. He was right,
I don't
man.
think he married a pigeon. I think that was publicity they did that for. You heard about that, right? They
What?
released a press release. He married a pigeon, like got legally married to a pigeon.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I didn't hear
You hear
that.
about that? Oh yeah.
No,
Dig deep enough, man, you'll find some weird shit.
no. I know
I think
he.
Westinghouse did not
Yeah.
want him to do any more experiments or hand out any more of the experiments he was doing, and they shut him
Yeah.
down between him
Well,
and Edison. Yeah.
they falsify stuff about Tesla too. Like they'll say he was sending radio waves out to get alien communication and stuff. Like
You can
he
believe
was
in aliens? No.
ether. Like dude, he was a flat earther, man. Like he didn't
Yeah,
believe in that.
he's got a lab here in Colorado, an old lab here in Colorado Springs. I want to take a trip there sometime, maybe next week, and I want to like record some stuff while I'm there, maybe, and then put
Yeah,
it in the show.
he's like one of my main dudes, Faraday, who came up with all this induction, and then he paid the path for Tesla and all the stuff he invented for us, and Tesla basically paid the way to transistors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you pulled up Dayton Miller too, huh?
Yeah, I had see if it is it. Yeah,
The ether cosmology boys, they like his theories.
any of these good? Is this any good?
No, that's like they're crappy. I went through a lot of. It's just like
Okay.
the quick summary of like what the Michelson Morley experiment didn't disprove an ether and stuff like that. But that's a weird experiment, man. And they put it on a table of mercury, I think, to make it more buoyant. I think.
Yeah, I have to look into that.
You never looked into the Michelson Morley? Well,
the
one thing they didn't add into it was the fourth postulate that we were motionless, stationary. They didn't add that. They ignored that part. They wanted to keep the world in motion. So.
Yeah, and that's why they'll never be able to say ether exists, is because it shows that there is a container. Yeah. Like they have this dark matter that they're trying to define and figure out, because as the pressure on Earth, like as it reduces, these little atoms or molecules, whatever gas, they spread out further and further, right? Mm-hmm. And then that space in between that's what they're calling that dark matter, I guess, as you get into outer space.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything they think it will do. Like especially a lot of the motions that happen in the deeper part of heaven, they can't it seems like they double back on themselves.
Yeah.
They don't take into account for a container at all. They don't take into account for any of that kind of thing. They think it's open space. They think it's free space, like they've been
Well,
saying over and over again. No, it's
yeah,
not.
yeah. I don't see anything as being nothing.
Yeah, and I don't think it's free. Not just floating around. But don't bump into it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
It's
even
just,
Einstein made like gravity wells and stuff. Like that's why he was looking for black holes. He never could find them though. They postulate where they could be. They see where the light bent and stuff. Seemed to around an object that they couldn't see. They classify those event horizons. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah, with their telescopes and
Well,
well,
they photographed supposedly 3 of them, I think, but I don't think they're very clear in what they're photographing. You can't really
depending
tell.
on how recent they do everything on computers now, post
Yeah.
processing, and
Well,
they
even with the observatory, like I've been to a few of the larger ones when I worked for a company. We actually serviced a couple of them for a little bit.
that's a joke.
It's all they were all mostly radar telescopes, and they process data. I've seen their computer screens and stuff. What they process, they don't show any images. They just process I guess the data from the radar. I don't know exactly how they did it. I get to see the whole process done, but I've seen what they look at. And there's no pictures involved in it. There's no optical telescopes like that. The ones
Yeah,
that they do are like relics. Yeah,
you're talking about a observatory that does radar only
yeah, yeah.
imagery.
I serviced the naval the radio telescope. We serviced the building and stuff, so I've been in and out of it a couple of times. And they have another smaller one further north from the one they have in Flagstaff, where they send up people to work there, but they can't. They live there. They're like a little barracks around the little telescope they have up north higher from. It's higher than the other telescope. I think it's maybe a further range telescope, but I don't know if it was radar or optical. It was like it was optical from what I could tell. But we didn't get to see any of that. That when we went up to that one, we serviced the building when nobody was in there, when they were off season, when they didn't have anybody in there doing any observations and stuff.
Well, it's crazy that, I mean, in reality, when I'm showing like how thin it is, the stars are right there, man.
Yeah, they won't tell you how far they're. They put them at infinite distances the same way, but we translate that as they're flat and level, and that actually works the same in the math. They just don't have a height to them. Nobody gives you an actual height to the stars. That's why I was pushing, like when I first got involved with this topic, Mikey Smith's observations and people that were looking for a local star, not a
Yeah.
infinite star.
Well, I know that Nathan Oakley, he's always on that trigonometry stuff. It should be easy to come up with an equation then. If an object is 32 miles in the sky, a luminary,
Yeah.
how far would the inverse square law of light reach? You know, like if you could see at 6 miles, 2,000 miles, you think that you would be able to see 10,000 at like 32 miles, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it seems like they seem elusive, and they're in motion constantly. That's the hard part about some of this. Getting a full observation. You're not.
Oh, whoops! I
You,
hit the wrong move.
you could probably try to use the inverse square law to actually determine how far it is away. But the idea is, I think people are afraid to do it. There's a lot of people who don't. There's the mainstream. I get pushback from everybody now.
But
It's
there's
really is.
there's like no doubt though that it's like it's showing 30, like the 32 miles, the Karman line 64, that there's no way it could be like 10,000 miles high.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, there's some people in ether cosmology estimate like 6,000, 8,000 miles. I'll be
Well,
right back.
okay. They're saying the sun is 3,000 miles too, which, geez. This is your inductor. Then here. Temperature differential. Tell science about this. We need to. Like thermoelectric effect. It's 60 degrees on the surface. It's negative 60 at the tropopause.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is going to get independent funding or budgets to actually perform anything that we would actually look at, And they did back, I think, in the late 50s, they were looking at the firmament better. But I mean, that wasn't too popular, I guess. That you can't like travel to space if there is none to travel to. Like, we get no alien planets and alien life forms, and what they're pushing science fiction big time back throughout the 50s and 60s. Men from Mars and women from Venus, the Amazonians, remember all that stuff. Go look at some like old paperback novels from that time, that era. You hop on a rocket, we'll fly to the next planet, we'll explore and have lizard people. I don't think anybody does wants to put that off. They like it for some reason, the fantasy of it. Star Trek, The Next Generation. You'll find the Borg, or it looks like Hellraiser to me. Those kind of fantasies they want to sell, like the possibility that there's another alien race on another planet somewhere that we'll meet one day. And are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm well, I was. Now. Yeah.
It's hard to find his work, but
what's crazy?
I gotta find out where the museum is here. See if you can look up the museum in Colorado Springs. There is one of his, not a museum. I think they made a museum out of his lab somewhere up here.
Okay, what is it called?
Colorado Springs, Tesla's lab. I haven't done a Google search on this, but I know that there's one up here.
When I was born, do we see it on here? Experimental station? Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you want to see? The wiki?
I don't know. Wiki's just kind of crap. They just give you general information about it. I need to get there. I need to figure out how to get there from where I'm at. I think it's about an hour's drive to Colorado Springs on average. I went down there for a flat earth convention not too long ago. I got to meet Lowry and who else was there? Tony Coriolis was there. A couple other people in the community. And they were having like just a basic get together. Is about 30, 40 people out there.
Okay, that's cool. Where's Lowry from?
He's tinfoil hat, sombrero. He's
is that
Manhattan originally? Yeah.
Oh, I think I seen you live streaming or something, and then Lowry was in your house or something, or you were in the same room with Lowry. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, that must have been him. That was just where I met him.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
He's like, Roger's real. He's not CGI. I promise. And he shook my hand. He's like, yeah. It was funny.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Lowry's at his house. Is this CGI or what the heck? Why is Lowry?
No.
Yeah.
I was at the farm out here. Yeah. It's out in the middle of nowhere, dude. It's right near Mount Pike.
Right.
And we're almost 50 miles from Mount Pike, and you could see the whole mountain from where we were. With your naked eye, you could physically see the mountain, top to bottom. I'm looking at it like, how far away is it? Like, it's about 50 miles. Like, oh. You can see that. Imagine that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that explains that Lowry thing.
Yeah. It was fun driving out there. I'm telling you, got lost a couple of times.
I went to Flattoberfest 2022 and I was standing outside. Well, first of all, my first day there, we're doing like the first couple hours. They do a get together of the photo, and they're like, "Here, hold this flag. It's the flat Earth flag." I'm like, did that in the group photo, and then the next day, I'm standing outside, right out the front door, and Mark Sargent just randomly walks up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Mark Sargent." And he goes to shake my hand. I'm like, "I'm Chris Conley." And it was a normal handshake, but it was at an abnormal place. We're at a freaking Shriners Club, so that was throwing me off back then. I didn't know about the whole Metatron thing, but
No, you live, you
Mark,
learn.
Mark
Yeah.
Mark's got a good character though. He's a cool guy. I like him. Uh,
Well, Nathan seems to get along with him too. He likes him to a point.
I don't subscribe to his channel or anything. And
Neither do
he
I.
ran weirdly. Him and Patricia Steer are the only two people I've never subscribed to. I have everybody else, but never them two.
You got a whole bunch of new people. You got Saddle Bum, Derek Nelson. Here, I'll share your channel. I'll get some
Derek,
more.
hey man,
And then
that'll
there's
bomb.
Scott Level Realm,
Yeah, Scott Level around
the
him.
greatest drummer of all time. Yeah, and he can sing too. Thought I'd point out his good point.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you
It
guys.
was Scott Level Realm week about a week and a half ago on my channel. Did a appreciation week. I do that for people. I got a whole other list of people that I need to start doing appreciation week for. But man, I'm getting frustrated looking into geodetic surveying. I can't find any real information on it. Like, how do they do it? How does it work? They say it's more accurate than planar surveying. And I looked into it. It's all government run, and they seem to like change like their datum lines and property lines on a regular. I think they use that just for an excuse to take people's property away. Well, this is actually, you're on government land now, so you got to move your property line back because the geodetic surveyor says you're on. They were wrong about where your property line is. Stuff like that. I saw that kind of stuff in some of the videos
Yeah,
they were showing. Yeah.
I heard you talking about that on your stream.
Yeah. It seems that
I
being the
did.
case. I don't trust government in that regards. Like, if they're going to come and tell me where my property lines are, supposedly when they do a new survey, they'll come in and move things around. Like, we're getting more accurate. Yeah, you're getting more accurate. You're giving yourself more land. End up paying for it, I think. I want to look through their data and see how they get to their measurements with their. And I don't think I don't think they use real measurements. They use like a 3-part system where they use celestial and they do refer to the datum. They have a datum set, so they do have a level, but I don't know how they make it curve. That's my question.
Oh boy, shoo, that was starting to lag a little bit. I'm pushing too many tabs. I
Yeah,
think
how
I'm not
many
sure.
tabs you got open?
About a couple dozen.
So I'm gonna open up a couple of manuals on how surveying, especially the geodetic surveying's done, and look at it.
I'll save that for later. This electrical experimenter with Tesla on I was going through all of his old papers because there's a lot of books out there that's not written by him, other people, and I was trying to get his own from word of mouth stuff. And he's in a lot of these magazines. Is
Yeah,
it screen sharing? Okay, yeah, and on like the third page in or something, it talks about weather control. There's this Australian who had this idea of sending up weather balloons and using the voltage potential in the atmosphere and shooting X-rays at these, I don't know, like making clouds with these weather balloons, X-ray. It was ridiculous. Out of this old magazine from 1900 something, 1906, you know what I mean? And if they're talking about this 120 years ago, you'd think they would be, involved with that. I got into that a little bit on another live stream. I did yesterday. I was doing correlation of how 9/11 had directed energy use, weapon use, and how it
Well,
correlates.
that's what some people do. Like you ever read there's a little 500-page book called "Where Did the Towers Go?"
Oh,
They actually turned into dust.
yeah. Dr. Judy Woods.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he published it.
yeah. I think a lot of what she was saying was ahead of her time for sure, because we're seeing this stuff happening today with these campfires or whatever.
Mhm.
This channel's hilarious. Tweaker Geographic. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was telling Derek when they do that geodetic surveying, all their measurements come from the center of the Earth. All their angle and all their zenith angles come from the center of of the sphere or the geoid they call it. That's where they take their measurements to an imaginary place you'll never go. We call it Hell's Angles over on the FED. That's what they coined the phrase. So all their angle measurements come from the center of that presupposed radius within it, at the center of it, at the equatorial plane. But they need an equatorial plane to get any angles to begin with. It's really kind of strange the way they did it. And they calculated the mean density of the Earth. Took them forever to do it too.
Ridiculous. And they need that density, that 4,000-mile deep density for their gravity equations to work.
Yep. And it's never been shown. As a matter of fact, the layers aren't as what they thought they were, so the density ratio is off. And any black swan observation is well beyond the radius, so their radius has been debunked. They debunked their own selves when it comes to the density part. So,
yeah,
but they still cling on to it like it's true. It's really weird. But they don't. Most people don't study physics enough to understand it. But those who, that's why they don't say like, ask them what gravity is. Like we don't know because they don't want to get into the minutia of it because they know how fucked up their ideas are. Pardon my French, but
yeah. Oh man, yeah. It does take like the stuff I get into. I get so deep. Like I know everything about from Faraday through Tesla to transistors. I know everything about computers, like capacitors, resistors, diodes, inductors, how everything, all this electrical engineering is working. And they try to explain it off through like all the electrical stuff with hydraulic analogy. And they're talking about water pipes, like the current, the flow, the pressure, and this and that, is trying to explain to you this. So I have to reverse engineer from hydraulic analogy to what's really going on, and then reverse engineering again from like conductive copper wires to conductive ether, with there is no wires in our Earth, in our realm. So it's a very difficult thing, and it's a very, very advanced stuff. That
within the
just
ether, I've noticed this. They do the 5 points of elements. They got spirit, water, fire, earth. And they don't represent. They got a representative of water, which is the opposite, of fire. So air and earth are opposite of each other.
well, yeah. I mean, I would say earth, water. Then you got electromagnetism and air or ether.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did. Ether was at the center of all of that. It's what manipulates all of the elements, is what they're saying. It's kind of a cult like because it's all it's not it's alchemical is what they're looking at. Alchemical process is what they call it. So, and a lot of people thought that was kind of like witchcraft, when people started working with alchemical processes.
Yeah, chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't like because every time they do chemistry, they start going more quantum and smaller. And that's what I.
Well, in that realm, there's no accounting for gravity or anything like that. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of the quantum sciences don't they kind of put even relativity on its head. You know,
Yeah, they can go infinite with it, with the stuff like outer space, basically. And it's way too much mathematics. And I always skip over all that when I'm learning this stuff. I don't pay attention to mathematics. I mean, it's important, but it's a waste of time for the most part.
but it's how they
It,
quantify what they're doing with it. You know, try to.
yeah.
It
Well,
doesn't
I
do what they
mean,
think it does. Like especially when they're smashing all those particles with colliders and stuff.
it's always
They get strange shit,
it's
weird
always
science.
it's always simple things like all these little basic simple things that adds up to be amazing. It doesn't have to be one elaborate thing. Like it's all these simple things that adds up to be something amazing. It doesn't have to be this super long calculus equation. It's just really a lot of, easy things. Like I was describing lightning, emotional EMF, thermoelectric, supercapacitor, spark gap discharge. It's a lot of little things. They're easy, childish things, but it adds up to be, what lightning is. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah. Well, everything in creation is very amazing when you look at it. So, and
Yeah, it's
there's a lot of
beautiful.
people, even Christians, and even on the intelligent designs, uh, that they need to grab a hold of the industry again and start doing like uh, true experiments. Nobody's really doing it, but I mean, I don't think everything in nature has been proven or disproven. You know, they're stuck on one thing, obviously.
Yeah. Creation's
Uh,
a beautiful thing. I
uh,
mean, that's the only reasonable explanation. I mean that's what it is. I mean that is reality.
it's creation. Yeah, there definitely is
Yeah,
a creation. Yeah,
without a doubt, 100%. It's a real thing, and there's so many levels of this. It isn't just the Earth. It isn't just this creation, this synchronized timepiece. It's like it goes way deep, like into angels. I mean, God Himself has. I mean, the Holy Spirit, and like just all these levels. Seriously,
yeah.
and it's a real thing.
There's a guy named I think it's Paul Chet or Cheat. I think is how you pronounce his name. He actually works with Eddie, not Eddie Banjo, but he did work with Eddie at one point in time. They put together a model, like a working cosmology model, and he did a 3 hour special. I've actually watched it, but he highly believes in frequencies that are controlling the stars and the luminaries. He walked through the band of frequencies and show
Mm,
you how each one makes a different color and stuff. And
yeah, yeah. That's one thing. That's saying a theory. Like I really, I try hard as I can. I will speculate just a tad bit. It's just human nature, but like theorizing or coming with a hypothesis that gets into science, and I refuse to do science because we know what science has given us. All this stuff that they've given us is a waste of time. Half the time, if you're making your own assumptions about how things are working, because you'll experiment, do all this stuff, and you find out it don't work. You just wasted all that time. When I'm doing like proceeding by inquiry, like the zetetic, where I'm like one puzzle piece at a time. That way, when the puzzle piece is put together, you see that you see it for the truth. You know what I mean? So a lot of these things, I don't. I understand the workings of the earth, but I can't say right now like, oh, the stars are this, or the sun or moon is that. I have my speculations about things. Like I know that they're very close in the sky. They're very close
yeah,
because it's a very thin system. That's without a doubt, which is mind blowing when you really put it in a scale model. How thin it is, it's mind blowing.
yeah. I guess I'm trying to blow my mind. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, like seeing how it works. Inquisitive minds, yeah. But I mean, there's no way you can really test out like anything that's actually happening in the heavens here on Earth. It's not the same,
Yeah.
and I don't think we can. but we can observe them and see what they do.
Right? Like
Hard
we
to
can
figure out.
understand it. We can make a scale model, but we'll never be able to recreate it. I can on my own desk recreate what God has created here. Like you got the land, the oceans, all the life. You got the atmosphere, the clouds, the daylight, the sun, and I'm supposed to do all this, water cycle all in this vast thing. No, nobody's ever going to do that. They can't even like the sun has every electromagnetic wave in the entire spectrum. Like nobody, they could do one wave at a time, but when somebody can even do the sun, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's amazing, and it's beautiful.
Well, hold on, somebody else is live right now. I think it might be Dean Odell. I want to see.
All right, man. See you, Derek. Um, I might wrap this one up soon when he gets back.
Who's I was looking at. He's done. He's not live anymore.
Okay.
He was interviewing some of his parishioners in his church, and they were asking questions. That's good. It's good he's in touch with his church like that. But I don't agree with Dean Odell's theories. I think he's an old Earth creationist. He thinks that the Earth is well older than what we think it is. I kind of lean toward the young Earth creationists a lot because there's a lot more evidence for it. I don't think the Earth is as old as they say it is,
No,
and
man.
definitely not the mainstream for sure. With the
No.
3 billion years since the
Like I go back generations, not like hundreds of generations, 100,000 years. Like I could have AI do a logarithm. There's 6 billion people on the earth right now, and how many generations would you have to go back before you got like 20 people? And it would tell me like 100 whatever generations. It wouldn't tell me it'd take 100,000 years or whatever.
Oh, I've had a long day, dude. I ended up working lunch almost by myself, and I had a couple of incidents where I got cut. We have a bread toaster, and all my buns, about every like 3 buns or so I put into it, it sticks one of them and burns it. And it's got brand new Teflon coating on the inside of it. And I was trying to get one of them out, and I couldn't find anything to push it through with, so I took a knife and pushed it in there, and I tried to get it out. I got stuck and melted the handle on it. It was pretty bad, but that's not the first time it's happened. Not with me. It happens with like several. So what we did, we took a piece of long cardboard. We were pushing them through, and somebody threw away the cardboard the night before. So I'm sitting here. I took the knife and tried to get it, but it fell before I could, and cut my hand in the process.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you had whatever the tire problem or whatever. You got some
Oh,
little
my,
leak.
my tire's losing air, dude. They cover it. The warranty does, but they want me to pay for installation, and I won't have any money till the first. It's like in 2 days, so I got it's fine. I'm driving on it. It takes about 2 or 3 days for it to start getting low. I just don't want to drive on a tire that's losing air. You know,
Like a lot of places, they'll like plug it for free.
they won't plug this one because when I got into
Sidewall.
a car accident, and the sidewall, it got cut into, but during in the accident, I think it actually wore down some of the tread, like it,
Uh,
so yeah. So they're gonna give me a brand new tire for free, but I just got to pay for installation. It's like $28, so I'll wait till what's today? Wednesday to Tuesday. It'll be like probably Friday. I'll have a new tire on there. It's not a big deal.
yeah.
And my spare isn't something I want to put on there. Spare's
I've,
really old. Yeah.
I've had my Jeep for 10 years, and I'm on my second set of tires, and they've got 80,000 miles on them, and I've had about, I would say, like at least five. I've had, yeah, at least five whole, and three of them was in one tire. I don't know how that
Nice.
keeps getting yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question,
Yeah.
man. Somebody sabotaging your stuff, man. When I
And
was younger, I used to do that to people. I would put like nails behind their tire, and when they back up out of the parking spot, they would puncture their tire. Just for the fuck. I meant well.
I got patches
That's
all over mine, man. They're just they're going.
so. Do you have a neighborhood kid that's running around doing stuff like that?
No, it just be here or there. I don't know.
You
It's
just
just
watch where you're
eighty
driving. I
thousand
drove
miles
down.
of driving all over. So
I drove
you get
down.
some here or there.
I was in I think San Diego, and I went through this rough side of town, and literally within like a half hour of driving up and down back streets, I ran over a glass that had punctured my tire. Like, yeah, nice. You gotta be careful where you're driving. All kinds of stuff on the road. But I pay for the what do you call it? The roadside uh, or
Yeah.
the what do you call it? The extra $20 you pay for the tire when you get it for punctures and stuff. They'll repair it. You know.
Okay.
But there's certain things they won't fix, and they can't fix this one. It's leaking out. I think out the sidewall a little bit, but it's
Yeah,
real slow. Yeah.
I had that happen on one of mine, and I pulled the spare off the back of the Jeep. There was a sidewall hole. So I got the sidewall hole where my spare was at. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I've
So
had all kinds of holes in this thing, man. This
Derek may be
80.
right. I don't know if that was Dean Odell, but it looked like him. I didn't see his name on it, but he got a bald headed preacher doing a live stream. I don't know who that was, but I don't know why he would appear to my stream if it wasn't like Dean Odell or somebody to do with flat Earth. Do you get an algorithm for what you watch, or do they like ignore you? The content you get, Chris?
Oh, the algorithm. If
Yeah.
I click one video, it'll give me 5 more videos just like it.
Okay. Are they worth doing though? Like the videos, because some of the ones I get are like, nah.
What are you talking
I've
about?
already. Oh, like I'll look up Eric Dubé and watch one of his videos, and then it'll give me like people along that lines. But it's give like Mark Sargent and stuff
All
like
right.
that. But
Not really. Just because, well, I haven't really, in the past year at least, really watched many YouTubers because I've been doing my own research. And
that's good.
I've been a flat earther for 9 years, like since 2017.
Okay.
And literally, I had YouTube Premium for like 6 years. And when they increased the price, I quit subscribing, and they're like, come back to us. They'll send me an ad, come back to YouTube Premium. You're in the top 13% of all YouTube users for watch time.
Nice.
They show me my hours. And all I do is watch flat earth videos, either live streams or old. Yeah. So like I've seen 9 years every day, half of my day, just flat earth stuff.
Yeah, that's when I started my
So
YouTube channel, or not the actual channel I do streams on, but that's when I started looking on YouTube in 2017.
yeah, man. I mean, just highly addicted to flat earth. That's all I ever watched. So I've
Yeah, but
seen,
there's not the same content there was back then. You could get a lot more decent videos and better demonstrations
yeah,
and stuff online.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to really dig for it now. It's not like, oh, there's flat Earth, but I mean, I get a lot. I don't get looked at crazy anymore like I used to. I can talk about it openly.
Let's see. Let me pause this. Hold on a second.
I,
I have 83 videos on my flat earth. I had way over 100. But see, it says only 11 videos are hidden.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, and this has been, I had 100 and I'd say 140 at one time, so how many of them accounts get deleted and yeah, I mean, everybody, all the old school people. There's Eric Debay right here. What is the horizon?
Yeah. The horizon is an apparent place where the sky meets the land. That's the definition.
This is a good one.
Which one is it?
Wait, where'd it go? a flat Earth explained why it matters. Scrawny to Brawny. That's
I don't
pretty
think
good.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
12 minutes.
Yeah, when I first got involved, it was before that. I was on Facebook, and I got into like a couple of Eric Dubé's groups on Facebook, like it's Flat Folks. Then I went to IPers on just their actual website and looking at information out there. But a lot of people in that group they think you're a troll, I think, so they treat you suspect when you come into the IPers network. And as far as I know, he's still running the IFER's website. That's what I've heard. That little clip there, that's from Paul Cleet's documentary on Flat Earth with the glass dome with the...
Oh.
Yeah. That one.
The timepiece one?
Yeah. He put together a documentary, and him and Betty Banjo produced it. I think it's 2.5 hours long. I have it saved somewhere.
Is this thing getting audio?
No, I didn't. Don't hear anything.
I had to put it on a tab. Yeah, whenever I do share my entire screen, it doesn't do audio, but when I do the tab, it will. See, are you getting audio? You getting audio?
I am now. Yeah.
An idea can transform the world and rewrite all the rules.
That Meisner effect.
Yeah.
I have to steal it.
I've seen it demonstrated a couple of times.
He's hiding something, and we need to find out what.
But nobody ever said, "Hey, this represents the sun and moon." Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like the Antarctica. The Meisner effect.
So it's not a part of the plan. Wake me up! Wake me up!
I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think.
You feel like watching this 12 minutes?
As the galaxies
I don't
whizzing
care.
by over the glass domed ceiling. Now tell me that does work for you.
If
These are
it's
like
true,
clips from movies.
it doesn't
Yeah.
change how I live my life. This is
West
something
Wing.
that is not an easy answer.
Bob
because
Nodell.
of the
Nodell,
magnitude
yeah.
of what we're talking about here. How it will change your life, first of all.
If you look at where he originally took his gyroscope, supposedly it was actually here in Colorado Springs at Pikes Peak.
Yeah, I know that was a huge issue. Yeah.
knowledge becomes
Oh,
more
the
mainstream.
Globies got mad about
and
it too.
These
Everybody
agencies
did.
are starting to be.
And then I think he lived in Colorado, and then he moved to South Carolina, like near Greenville or something. I think he lived in Denver. That's why he did it there, because he lived in Denver, and then he moved to South Carolina. And then when Flattoberfest 2022 happened, I met his wife, Cammie.
Oh,
Isling. Yeah, but Bob was sick that weekend, so I didn't get to meet him. And that was the one I was wanting to see the most. Yeah, he was sick that weekend.
He was a small airplane pilot, right? That's what I gather out.
He did all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I heard that. A pilot. He worked for government, doing stuff. His son.
Government.
Well, he did something in communication. I don't remember. It's been a while.
I've done communications work. I've done telecommunications work not for the government. I did AT&T, Sprint, the Northern Telecom, the Canadian Bell Company. I worked for them.
His son is the one that built that Bob Wins website that I was trying to show the other day on your channel.
Yeah, I couldn't find it either.
His son does like computer work. He could design software.
Held accountable, and you understand that they're all participating in this. Not just the United States government, not just NASA, but China, Russia, India. all of them have space programs. They all have the same symbolism. They're all doing the exact same thing to their citizenry. And the first thing you have to understand about this is that the deception goes all the way to the top. And when I say all the way to the top, you have to kind of get rid of the notion that the people at the very highest levels are working together. Why would they do this? Why are they trying to hide the fact that we are on an infinite plane or on a flat earth rather than a ball? Well, if you isolate people into the idea that they're on a blue marble that's in the middle of a universe that is really insignificant, and there's thousands or millions and billions of other worlds and possibly other civilizations, that makes most people think that we are insignificant.
Oh, there's that image you brought up, Roger.
You were here, yeah.
Oh yeah, there you are.
How do you know? Hey, I'm just muted.
I'm like,
how do you know you're here?
How did you get that image? Hubble telescope? No, it says we are here. Oh yeah, that's a selfie. Yeah, of course.
So I don't think the Hubble was actually that far out in the galaxy, was it?
Yeah, no. I had me flipped around. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, like there's what was it? There was a probe that was Discovery, I think. It was like 1 million miles away from the Earth that took a photograph of the Earth. Yeah.
Sure. He's like a trillions. I don't know what's higher than that number. Whatever light years away. I don't even know when they get that numbers that high.
That's why they give you incredible numbers you cannot even add or subtract from. And if it did, it'd take you like a month or two just to get an idea of how far away it really is. Like, okay, so you can transmit signals from that far away from satellites through the infinite void of space, and we can actually receive it. We can. They don't get pictures. They don't get images from those things. That's not a photograph, I promise you.
Now, when people believe that, their minds are much more malleable into being given the idea that there is no God, there is no creator. And because of that, that also gives the controllers this fertile soil to build other deceptions on.
Follow the white rabbit.
Never come close to discovering the true nature of this world until now. We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
It's about total control, mental, physical, spiritual, every way, shape, form possible.
You have to remember how big of a conspiracy this is. This isn't talking about just the JFK thing, or isn't talking about just 9/11. It's on an umbrella kind of system to where it is the deception that there is. It actually exposes every other deception, and nothing else brings down the power of the elite, because it really exposes education, science, the economy, television, museums, universities. Think of all the things.
That's a category error, though, I think, personally.
People that are out there building satellites.
There's no science behind that.
Working for these space agencies, the people out there teaching in schools as professors, because they would all come to the conclusion eventually, once this gets out, that they've all been contributing to the lie.
Why do you believe what you believe? Prove
Rob Skiba, bro.
Without using
he never turned his back on flat Earth.
He's a legend, man.
Military of any country in the world. Why would I say that? NASA has been proven to be liars time and time again. I could spend a whole weekend here showing you the lies of NASA. How many of you believe your government is 100% honest and can be trustworthy? And how many of you know the military answers to their government? Okay, so if those three sources are all proven liars, why would you trust them? Fool me once, right? Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I say, continue to believe pathological liars, and you're an idiot.
It's heading out to the escape velocity.
Parabolic.
So, we've all seen the textbooks, we've all seen the videos and movies and all these things.
You hear Red Rhetoric the other day. He's like explaining why the fuselages they drop them off in Bermuda Triangle. You know,
have you seen the
each
movie
one of the
Gravity?
stages. Yeah.
That's made for about $100 million, give or take.
I think if him and Astronomy Live didn't promote space, they wouldn't get any clout.
I mean, I felt like I was with Sandra Bullock flying around in space, freaking out myself. Okay, this is what they're able to do with $100 million. What are you able to do with tens of billions of dollars a year since the 60s?
How much was the Saturn program, the original one?
We're being lied to not only about
Saturn.
Lied to about the very nature of reality.
You should look that up. It's I think 60 million. I think is what they put into the Saturn V project.
Yeah, the Saturn is what with the Apollo missions.
The Saturn rocket itself.
Bird, you've been to both.
And even
they had
Braun said it wouldn't launch high enough to get to the moon.
On this Earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond
We'll go through the Adam Word interview.
The South Pole, from Middle America.
Yeah.
And it's
We've seen this 1,000 times.
Astonishing.
But I mean, I don't think they've ever discovered a physical South Pole. Or what do you call it?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. They've only been so far, and there's a lot more they haven't been.
Yeah, well, nobody's ever circumnavigated aerial or nautical from pole to pole. They claim that one of the rockets did. No way to verify that.
Berserker.
Oh yeah. Duffy said he talked to him.
Personally, I think the unconquered South face is the only one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a 20,000-foot sheer.
He put that in his final debate. I was on that thing. God, that was a mess.
But the Berserker?
No, Duffy. Well, he said he's talked to.
Okay. That guy.
Hoynes Landeford.
Whatever. Yeah.
The Icelander who actually took I think 4 or 3 separate trips down to Antarctica. I think he lost 2 of the crew members he had. They killed him or they died in the process. 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's their favorite line. A lot of people, what difference does it make?
You know this is Pratt.
No, I haven't watched him much.
Pratt, the guy talking. His go-to is, I'll tell you in a second.
You can't figure out that someone lying.
I'm trying to control this volume. My mouse is not playing. It's just so.
Maybe you should change you got a wireless mouse?
No, it's wired.
Okay, that's weird.
Deception of information and knowledge is a form of control. So what difference does it make? It makes a big difference because once they start omitting information or lying about information about where you live, they're doing it to control you, period. Why am I having to explain this to critical thinkers in the truth movement? The way you control billions of people is to keep them divided and fighting each other. Flat Earth is not a psyop. Flat Earth destroys the psyop. Every psyop that's been used to control us for as long as they've known about it. So this system has been in power and control for hundreds of years, ever since they convinced the rest of the world that they didn't know where they lived. It created this fantastical scenario to make people feel insignificant and to follow those that appear to know better. Why?
There's the ice wall.
That's all of it right there, yeah. Well, Clark, I think, documented 400 miles of ice wall in the Southern Ocean, I think from Australia all the way past Tasmania and further. They went further than that. So, but they were running to ice walls, 200-foot high cliffs.
PJ was questioning it, and I know it's there in areas. There's ice wall for sure. There's a lot of video on it, but Antarctica itself is the highest landmass in the entire
well, that's
realm.
what they say, but I mean, you're going from the 0 point that the horizon is to the highest elevations. Yeah,
I'm gonna need you to circumnavigate the Antarctica. So,
oh sure, I'll get right on it. I'll get my ship too. I'm gonna get my icebreaker out. Yeah.
well, we're gonna have to fund it. We already got. We're gonna do a. You're gonna do a
Well,
mission
I'm
down there
sitting at
first,
like
right?
around 3,300 right now, and the GoFundMe. That's all I have, but it's not enough to get a ship and go break the ice wall.
If you need a whatever, a sailor to help you.
Okay, sure. Oh yeah, Wesley made a meme of me cleaning toilets in Antarctica with penguins watching me. He sent it to me through via email. Yeah, well,
I'm the one that made that. I'm the one that brought that up. Wesley did that. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
you're supposed to use me.
After last year, I said I would get a job down there, and he said, "What are you going to get a job doing?" I said, "I could be a Sparky or a toolman. I could do," and I've applied online, but I never got any replies back from ILE is the name of the company. It's a logistics company. They supply people for the Scott's Abington base, and
Yeah.
So I applied for jobs down there. Yeah.
I live right by Y12 in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. I could, if I could get in there as some kind of janitor or something, then I'd have a good resume, a good chance of doing McMurdo.
Yeah, McMurdo base is another one. Yeah, I want to go to the 90th parallel. I think McMurdo is around the 80th. I think.
Yeah, it's
they said nobody's been beyond the 76th parallel back in the 1800s when James Clark would explore and try to break into through the ice. That's as far as he got, and it just got too expensive to do. They were supplying crews and stuff. And I think the British government spent what would be now today like £1 million or so on each expedition. They were running out or more, and they just it's not worth the expense. So they did about half of the navigation they wanted to do, but they had 3 different captains under the admiral. I think Clark wasn't admiral; he was captain. So 3 other captains and him tried the expedition out. Flat Water actually has all his documents and all his logs and stuff. He's got it in documentaries and recorded. He had the FOIA request to get a lot of that stuff, though. It's just not readily available for the public to read.
Yeah, and we need to make a plan for the North Pole.
Well, somebody's going to have to do both. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's not going to be easy because there are kids in Alaska over here that were actually taking off and sailing north, and the National Guard was turning them back when they get far enough in the water. It's like they weren't allowed to go so far. They were even arresting a few of them. They did a live stream. A couple of them did, and they didn't get pulled over, but they got started off, and then there's no way to stream a live stream. There's no way to broadcast from there.
Be all recorded video.
You'll have to record it, yeah. But I mean, then people will be suspect of it. You're recording the video, you could fake it, a fake video if you see one, dude.
Well, yeah. You fell asleep in PJ's stream, but I thought I could just make a character of myself on that Sora. You just record your face and then I could put myself in Antarctica.
Oh, go for it.
Then I mean that's what they're doing, right? I could do it for free, and they're spending he's spending $1 million on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how much? 10 years of planning and all this amount of resources and people to do TFE. Man, I could do it for damn near free.
Spending about the week during the solstice and at the 90th parallel, you would actually have to see a circulating sun because it's the way the model represents itself. With our supposed rotation and the apparent position of where the sun is in their model, you would see that in Antarctica. But you're not free to go look at it. I mean, if it was really a thing, you'd think it'd be easy to go down. Oh, yeah. And TFE was really suspect, you know.
Excuse my language, people too. Sorry, I am not perfect. I slip sometimes, and if I offend anybody, I do not mean it in bad context. I'm trying to respect because everybody has different moral. I don't know.
Yeah,
language is one thing that, yeah, I slip on, but it ain't usually in bad context. So,
but I mean, we just don't go around ad homming and saying stupid shit to people, and you'll be good. You know?
Yeah.
Don't start calling me names because you don't like me anymore. I guess I don't know. I'm not presenting anything that you're not presenting. You know, there are things you actually think that I don't think, and I'm not mad at you for it. That's how. That's how.
Well, you seen how I handled Matthew. I'm just like, I'm not entertaining this. Like, whatever. He called me an MFer and everything. I'm just like, man, really, I just wanted to discuss about whatever topic. I didn't want to.
Well, you got to understand in the arena where we're at, you got to have a thick skin when it comes to it. But there's only so much that if we're in our own channels, we won't tolerate certain things. That's just the way it is. Like, especially for.
But, dude, he's been like super cool since the past 3 or 4.
I think he was putting you to a test, dude. To be honest with you,
must have passed the test.
There you go.
Bonded with him
There you are.
I don't know. I just like whatever. Yeah, whatever. He's cool though, man. He's super nice. No, I don't know. I like it. He's cool.
Oh, well, we're bonding right here. We're bonding. Hold on.
Yeah. And I like the way this guy's presenting this too. That I don't know his name, but he's got a real strong voice. He's like, telling it like with a lot of passion.
Because it shows the deception. And if everybody
we have Michael Pratt there. This guy here, his number one go-to proof for flat Earth is glass makers. You ever seen how they make sheet glass?
No. Oh, okay. What's his name? I'll look him up right now on my phone. What's it?
It's Matthew Pratt.
Matthew Pratt.
Yeah, he's a flat earther. Yeah, he goes on rants a lot though, and a lot of the Globies will go over and record his rants like, "This is madman. He's crazy. He's a flat earther." Yeah, so they try to make fun of him. They ad hom his ass a lot. They did originally when I got into YouTube. I saw a lot of people making fun of him, but they actually take. Yeah.
I mean, Matthew Pratt. What's the video?
He's got a couple of them. The one where he actually shows how they make liquid, how they take glass and make sheet glass over hundreds of yards before they cut it and make it into glass. So what they float the glass, the silicone, the silica, in water and cool it. But they use tin and they float it on top of the tin. They put tin in the water and it comes out flat. You could do it for infinite. You know, you can float it infinitely and you can make a huge sheet of glass out of it. So all flat glass is actually produced like that. So water lays flat, you know. So the idea that they make flat glass using water and tin, the liquid substance of it. So
yeah,
that's his go-to proof. Yeah.
I was trying to find his channel. I type in Matthew Pratt, and of course, there's hundreds of Matthew Pratts.
Of course there are, and there's not one that going, oh yeah, so you got to put in flat Earth and Matthew Pratt. Then you get all the crap videos from Simon Dad and Professor Dave,
right?
And he always explains things on the clock scale, and like, gravity won't let you experiment with a spinning ball in water. He'll take down the elementary flat Earth arguments, you know. Your basic water always lies level. They'll always go, well, level this curve because of Merriam-Webster's definition. But if you read that definition, it's so vague. It leaves like the liquid parts of Earth curve. That's what the curve is on the liquid parts of Earth. So how about the land parts of Earth? Don't they curve too? Yeah, like the definition is just so wide open. But if you go look at any other definition of level, it doesn't just subscribe a curve of the Earth in it. It's always, it has no part higher or lower than the other. Even horizon is actually built up with that definition from level too. So.
Know what to do.
Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. I believe that's why we have so many who are indoctrinated to still believe.
Oh, I know who that is. You know who that is?
D Marble.
Yeah.
D Marble.
D Marble's
Yeah.
been working in Flat Earth for a long time. He's still hanging the ass and look behind him. Yeah.
Yeah. But he does have a weird story of how, did you ever hear that one? I think it was posted on Flat Earth Deplorables channel about where D Marble says how 3 Freemasons came up to him. And did you hear about that story?
No. What, do they make him an offer he can't refuse or something?
Oh, no. I can't even describe his story, his account with them. But he's had a run-in with some Masons, and he admitted it. But
well, I'm pretty sure there are Masons out there you'll have run-ins with eventually. There are probably people you know who actually are Masons. Yeah.
If it's coming from Flat Earth Deplorable, it's kind of like dirt
well,
a little
bit. Look at it like, yeah. It makes he's there to like point out the evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a legend. He's the one that did the level on the airplane, and then was at the first Flat Earth International Conference. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not against that. I'm actually for that kind of thing, dude. I want to see stuff like that.
He's
D-Man
cool, man.
pushes that a lot too. D-Man, like, get on an airplane.
Well,
take a level with you. Show your orientation.
Because he's in this van at this time, all these years back, and I'm a disabled veteran. I've been through the Department of Veteran Affairs since 2007, and I was like emailed him and asked him about what he didn't ever respond. So I was trying to guide him through the VA because he is a veteran, and I believe he was in overseas. But
there's a lot of veterans in this group.
I haven't seen much of them, in years.
Well, you know Vlad, right? You're talking about D Marble.
Vlad, the
Ironworks 9200.
Yeah.
He's a Navy veteran. Yeah. My dad was a Navy veteran. My grandfather was a Navy veteran. They tried to get me to sign in, and I was going to get drafted in the first Gulf War, but I missed it by I was too old by a year. I didn't go serve, but I mean, all my family were all veterans from the Navy. Even on my grandfather went on my dad's side was an Army man, but if you research his lineage, they were all Navy. They were British Navy, Royal Navy. So
I'm like that. My family, my brother, he's in the Tennessee Army National Guard. He's an E6 staff sergeant. He's had 3 different MOSs. And then I was in the Army. I'm the older brother. I did field artillery, howitzer cannons, and then my grandfather was in the Army in the 60s, and when he was in Germany, he had my mom. My mom was born in Frankfurt, Germany, when he was in the Army. And then was it my grandfather's grandfather was in served during World War I. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my grandfather was. Both of them were in World War II, and I can trace them back to the Revolutionary War. Our family and the military, the naval mostly.
Is because we've been taught the globe model since before.
But he goes by traveling man. That's why deplorable is something. Because yeah,
that's definitely a Mason sign. They say because if you announce yourself, it'll be a traveling man. That's something that they do to identify themselves as Masons.
Yeah.
We had the ability to think for ourselves.
Duffy did that actually.
Think about that. Before you could.
Oh yeah. Well, then you know what that means.
Taught that you live on a spinning ball, although your 5 senses tell you something totally different.
No daylight.
Scientists tell us that the Earth is flat and stationary, that the sun and moon and the stars rotate around us just as we see. That they make their annual cycles.
I don't know why they always show the Milky Way, the Great Rift. Like, look at this.
Of the passage of time.
Yeah.
The Earth in itself works like a well-designed timepiece, and we all know that any timepiece that we can think of has a designer.
It's well said.
If the lie is to hide the existence of that designer? What if they're lying to us about this because they're hiding God?
It's almost 9 o'clock already.
Yeah, man.
The evening's waning on. To be continued.
Yeah, I think I'll wrap this up soon because you're streaming. Well, you got 2 more hours. 12:40. Yeah. That's yeah.
I guarantee you, there's like maybe Sob's probably streaming, maybe a few others. Can bet on it.
I didn't see a notification for Sob tonight.
Well, dude, if you don't always get notifications. Sometimes you got to go there. I mean, there's like a month or two where when I first subscribed to Sob's channel, where I did not get any notifications. I had to go to his channel. He just got banned a couple of times. So in that process, he got kicked off YouTube. That's why he went to his backup channel. So we had to go to his backup channel and see if he's doing a stream. So he did streams to his backup channel for like a month until he got all the strikes off of him.
It's doing that weird thing where on my StreamYard I can see Jeff on StreamYard, but in my YouTube stream I don't see Jeff on my phone.
I'll go to Sob's channel and see if he's got anything up. That's your best bet. Sovereign Soul, Unchained Mind. There's a guy named Chris Connolly. He's streaming too. I keep getting that pop up in my live feed.
What? Another Chris Conley?
I don't know. It's not another Chris Conley.
Oh, okay. All right.
That would be you, dude.
I was like, I think there's quite a few Chris Conleys out there.
Yeah, that's a common Irish name, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like 60,000, I think, in the U.S. So that's quite a few. Quite a few Chris Conleys.
The Irish side of my family, their last name is Mitchum and Urshrey. There's not that many of them.
But I mean, I do love my first name, named after Jesus himself. I mean, everybody else names after either John, Luke, Matthew. I got the best one.
Well, my middle name's I was named after an archangel.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
Michael
nice.
That was my grandmother's idea to name her
Michael,
child. I just
dang. That's a good one. They're all good, man. They're all good. They're all
my grandmother also prayed to St. Francis all the time too. So.
Yeah, Michael. That's a good one. Yeah. That's a strong one.
When I was younger, when I was in school, when I was in Catholic school, that the Franciscan monks were the order of where I was at, the monastery where I went to school. So we got a lot of like the little medallions and stuff. They give you the prayer medallions for saints. St. Francis,
you're right.
Yeah.
Heron song. Yes, you're right. I did. I clicked all messages in my YouTube chat and it popped up. I had it on top messages.
That's Sob's not live anyway. I don't think he is. He may, if he doesn't, it's not on by now. He usually doesn't do a live stream. I think he's working now. They're doing a job, so he won't be streaming. He'll be too tired to do it. He's a working man. I'm going to get off and go clean myself up.
Man. I think I'm going to end it here myself.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stopped by, man, and chat. Thank you, Heron Song, for helping me again. I'll see you guys later. She straightened out my chat. The last time I was not screen sharing, I didn't know it, and she was like, telling me that, but she gave me another tip, so thanks.
You should did you try OBS again? Try to get it set up?
Yeah, it's like the audio ain't coming through right. It's weird because this is Linux and connecting my it's very difficult to figure it all out, the sound wise.
I think they got an EQ system or like a meter system they use through OBS.
OBS, yeah, I did add filters in, and like whenever you install it and open it, it's just like bland. And then I'm finding out you got to add all the filters,
yeah,
and do all the EQ stuff yourself.
I think you can set up like within the OBS itself, you can add like videos into it. You can, I think they want you to do it that way. It's same with the Streamlabs too. It's like you can't just like grab a YouTube video and start streaming in there. You got to put the video into the OBS before you actually go live.
Yeah, the different scenes. Yeah, my battle right now is the equalizer. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to work out with OBS.
I think I couldn't get it to open up YouTube. I was supposedly I would do a test stream, and it said I was live, but I wasn't live on YouTube in OBS. But I was just recording myself. It asks you for your channel ID and all that, and I put it in, pasted it, put it in, and put in OBS, and then I started. I said I want to start a live, and I hit go live, and it just recorded me. It didn't go live on YouTube.
Like I ended a stream in StreamYard. It didn't hit the end stream button. It played for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, I looked at my phone. I'm like, why am I still live? So I had to go back and log into
I've done that.
Yeah,
I've actually thought I was live for like 2 hours, but I was actually just talking to like two people in my chat, and like the audience couldn't hear me, and just me and the three people that were in my stream to start, or what I thought it was a stream. It wasn't a stream. And I started a live stream. People like, you ain't live, Roger. So I had to go back and hit live. And like in StreamYard, when you hit live, you got to hit it twice. There's two buttons. You click go live, and then it asks you, do you want to go live? You're like, no, shit. Really, I want to go live. Yeah, I'm on at 10:45, guys. Yeah, I can't post it in your chat. So
yeah, it's all right. I'll see you later then. When you stream.
Oh, I'm just going to be going over what geodetic surveying is and how they do it and where they get their measurements from. And they said it's more accurate than planar, but I want to see how they get more accurate. Yeah, I don't think so. There's only, you can only go from one point to the other. You can't break that Euclidean thing. There's no way to do it. And if you have three equilateral sides on a triangle, you're going to get how many degrees? You're going to get 180 degrees in your triangle. And they say, we get spherical. I ain't buying it. Yeah. They get it by pre-assuming the spherical. They put their calculations in with a pre-assumption. Their zenith angles are reciprocating or diverging from the center of the Earth. Everything's measured from that core. That's where they get. But I don't see how that's more accurate than if you're like actually just measuring something. The only thing that would get in your way with any kind of surveying is with the topography, right? With the elevations of mountains, hills, valleys, so depressions.
Yeah, that's the most important part. That's what we do in artillery. Same thing. Because I had to. Yeah. Go ahead.
Who asked you, wanted to talk to you about your service? There was one of these Globies that came in and wanted to talk to you about your artillery service.
Yeah. So, somebody else. I can't remember his name.
And ask you, like, he wanted to talk to you. He's one of the drunk debunks trolls. So.
Oh. Okay.
He's back. I think he was trolling before drunk debunk, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't care to talk to him about it because I was trained by the Army to do it. Like, I mean, so
he works in the satellite industry. The guy that I can't remember his name. He came into my chat and asked me, but he doesn't bring any evidence. He just comes in and like asks a question and he leaves. Like, okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, glad you asked that question. But he doesn't bring any like evidence for his claims. They just want to ask you about yours. Like, are you making a claim with artillery? Do you say that that proves a flat Earth? I don't know. It just proves a lot of their forces, like Coriolis and a couple other ones.
No, it doesn't. The Coriolis I can make Coriolis look dumb with artillery too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they're worried about. They're worried about that effect. Well, I'm gonna get out, dude. We'll talk about
man.
this crap for hours. All right.
All right, man. See you later.
Chris. I'll see you guys on my show if you come over. You know where I'm at.
See you guys. Right. See you here in a song.
Later.
Bye.